Okay, my view is not the same as John McWhorter, as his statistics claim that yes, there are less black people that are killed by the police, like, and that more whites are killed. But still, if you were like a person of color or like a Hispanic being threatened with a gun to like your face, or to like have someone like kneeing you with your like, and you're unable to breathe with like their knee pressed against your chest, and you can't breathe, you're telling them constantly, you can't breathe, I can't breathe, you're telling them that, and they still don't take your leg, they still don't take their leg off your chest, then it doesn't matter the statistics. Like, there are still black people out there that are being like mistreated by cops for no valid reason. But McWhorter does make some interesting points on healthcare and how people who live in poverty, who are mainly not whites, because when you go out to the store and you go out to this area that you see these people sometimes out on the street, like begging for food. You don't know if they're begging for food, but really it's none of your business if they're begging for food or they're begging for water, whatever. They're not doing any harm to anyone. They're just trying to like support themselves, support the kids that you see with them sometimes. And they're telling, and someone calls the cops on them because they say, oh, this person's bothering me. Like, they're just trying to like beg for food, like to live another day. And I know I've said in a previous video that as a younger person, I wasn't exposed to racism, but when I started working like retail, which I still am, retail and fast food, you see some pretty nasty people. Like, you see some pretty nasty people come through, like mostly whites. I will say whites. But there was on one occasion that this one Hispanic lady, I speak somewhat okay Spanish. Like, my parents are Hispanic, but I don't speak that good Spanish. Like, I'll still like stutter over my words. She told me blandly, if you can't speak the language, why are you even trying to like talk to me in Spanish like that? Go ahead and talk to me in English, since you're clearly not getting anywhere with how you're trying to talk to me in Spanish. That just, for me, that annoyed me. Like, that annoyed me so much. But I will say that the definition of white privilege is somewhat different from me to the speaker from an extent. You see on YouTube sometimes, like on YouTube or on TikTok, any social media app, Facebook, it can be Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, even. You see these people having massive freakouts, like in a Walmart. It can be in a Walmart, a McDonald's, a Target. You see these people having like massive freakouts, whether it be over the prices or something else. They're just freaking out, and the cashier or someone who works there is trying to like stop the fight, and they can't stop the fight because they're not trained for that. And so like security has to come, or an officer has to come and try to break up the fight, and the person just gets like more angrier by the second. And I've seen a video where there's this guy, he's yelling at a cop. He's like, what are you doing? I'm white. You shouldn't be arresting me. But I feel like there are supposedly more whites being killed by the police because they go the police into like killing them. Like, in the social media apps that I've mentioned, you will see like a little thing that says graphic content. Click if you want to see it. Like, it'll show someone of like, I don't know, them being shot by the police, or some graphic image like that. That's why I don't agree. That's why his speech was kind of ineffective to me, to like an extent, like, because I've seen, things I've seen them on social media, and I've seen them in person. But while But I do have one thing in common with the speaker, is that we both agree that racism does exist. It hasn't changed, it hasn't gone. But nevertheless, from these people, like, you shouldn't say, oh, he's black. Like, you shouldn't take something and say, oh, he's black, like, he's not gonna do good in the actual world, like after college or high school, when really the professor in the video, he said that 1 out of 5 students in the university that he attended, 1 out of 5 of them excelled perfectly. They got good grades when they graduated, and they were able to live their lives.